good evening from Nigeria, good morning from wherever you are, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. I'm saying hello to you and welcome to how you can apply for jobs in 2025. So, as I've been prepping every one of you since the last week for this session, this is not a session where you just come to say, let me just attend. No, this is a session where you take your pen and book and then you jot things down or you type in your notes, however you take notes. Okay, that at exactly 8 o'clock would kick off. So I like this person who just dropped a chat. Made me remember that I made a promise that the first 100 people who join this session would have an incentive which I am yet to disclose, but I believe our guest speaker will be able to do so maybe later on during the session. So thank you very much, Moradeyo. So if you're also here, please go ahead and perhaps just drop an emoji or just type your name and where you're joining us from, whether from Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, like Nigeria, New York, United States, wherever you're joining us from. Please go ahead and do so. Hi, Babatunde, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Temitope. It's a work day.
Appreciate. Who's going to be a timekeeper? Do you have a wristwatch there? I don't have any here, so that we kick off at exactly 8 o'clock. Whether or not we have people here, we kick off. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure thing. Time is of the essence, so we'll wait for everyone to join in, and then
Very
yeah, we'll
important.
start.
Very important. So before we start, do you want to maybe not just maybe gist us, or should I gist you guys? Which do you prefer?
It's your show. I think the gisting should be all yours.
Okay, so I'm going to gist everyone. I'm going to walk you through my career briefly. While I was introducing you to my people last week, I mentioned that you are not were actually, you are still a part of my career journey. So if I'm to mention the people who has been impactful in my career journey, you would also be among them. In fact, you're going to be at the top, right? So, one thing I know in my career is that sometimes you need to speak to people.
Hmm.
You may think that you know it all. I mean, before I started consulting you for my CVs, I remember that I used to write a lot of CVs send until I woke up one day and say, enough is enough. I know they do again. Hey, Alpha, just come. Can you help me craft a CV? I remember that CV you crafted for me in 2020, right? That CV
2020, yeah.
landed me, yeah, that CV landed me my first major job. No, I already had other jobs, of course. Okay, I think second major job, right? Yeah, that CV really helped me, and I can tell you that that CV has actually opened doors for me into other countries beyond Nigeria. I mean, after that CV, I've been able to retailor that CV in to work with a client in the Philippines, another one in the US, no, several ones in the US, not even just one. I have, I think I have one or two in the UK, another one in Canada. I can't even count. So what I'm saying in essence is that you cannot underestimate the power of help. Please seek help and don't be stingy to yourself. When it comes to growth, you must spend. You must. I remember the first time I paid 10,000 naira to do a mentorship program. I was so mad at myself, like, this 10,000 naira would have just done something in my life. Why would I go and pay? But I can tell you that that 10,000 naira is actually giving me more than 5 million naira. And this is not capping. This is deal. So let me know if it's 8 o'clock already, so I can just keep quiet.
Oh no, it's not 8 o'clock, but
Okay.
it's interesting that you mention how you pay 10,000 naira for a particular mentorship program, and the thing is, where people are usually not interested in investing in themselves. By the time they
Absolutely, I
want
do
to
agree
do
with
that,
you.
it becomes more expensive, way
Mm.
expensive, to do that. So when you invest in yourself with that little amount of money, it lands you a bigger role, a bigger job
Mm.
that will even help you afford 10 times whatever you invested to get that learning or training or
100
mentorship.
times, 100 times.
So
I think 10 is even small.
Tell is even small,
100
right?
times,
So
100 times,
stepping
1,000
stones,
sometimes.
stepping stones to really get there. If someone can train you, give you direction, tell you what has worked for them, and they are sharing that with you, either for free or paid, then I mean it's worth trying. But we are a minute away from 8
Absolutely.
p.m. We're a minute
Okay,
away
so
from 8 p.m.
since we're a minute away, I think we're just going to have a short prayer. I'm a prayerful person. I don't know if you're not. I don't mean you, Babatunde, of course. I mean whoever is listening to this. If you're not, I'm not sorry to pray. So we're about to just take that prayer in 60 seconds. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for the opportunity to be gathered and connected here tonight, Lord. Even as we come here, Lord, you are amongst us in the name of Jesus Christ. Your word is established in our lives in the name of Jesus Christ. Everything we learn today, we're going to just not going to learn. We're going to put it to work and we shall see results at the end of 2025 in the name of Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Big amen to that.
Thank you, Babatunde. Hi, everybody. Now, this is the official introduction. My name is Temitope Ajao, aka Temi Ajao, aka Sugar, aka Sugar Growth, however you want to call me. Um, I'm a marketing consultant and founder at the Sugar Growth. I'm a content creator. What do I do? I'll just say I enjoy myself for a living. Apart from these things I do, so why are we here really? The reason why we are here is that I discovered a new audience in November 2023. Yeah, November. I realized I just posted a job and that job went viral and my followers grew from about I think 17K to 22K. That's almost 5,000 followers that I gained in that period. I just said to myself that there's something that is lacking. There's a space I need to fill in. So while I was brainstorming for the year, what to post and what not to post this year, I dropped a survey in my Instagram channel membership of 1,000 follower members rather, and majority of them said they want me to share tips around applying for jobs, getting remote jobs, writing CV, and the rest of that. And the moment I saw that, I said honestly, when it comes to CV writing, I'm not an expert. Whatever I'm even working with now is a template I got from an expert that I get to edit whenever I want to apply for jobs. I said, who can I bring on board? No one but Babatunde Alimi. Babatunde Alimi is I don't know if of course, he shared a bio with me, but that bio he gave me is just too modest. I just said okay to it, and I said in my mind that I'm sorry, that bio is just for Instagram caption. Why I'm on this life, I'm not going to do that. But I'll tell you about Babatunde Alimi. Babatunde Alimi works with global company. When I say global company, I'm not going to mention the name except if he chooses to. Um, Babatunde Alimi is a global founder InkDesk Nigeria. Now, InkDesk Nigeria don't just serve Nigeria; they serve everywhere. We Their clients in Canada, right? Their clients, that you guys wrote statements of purpose for, and they are currently studying in the abroad. So
Hmm.
Babatunde Alimi is a digital marketing professional. This person I knew wasn't a digital marketing professional, but you know what? When you are good, nothing, no industry can even stop you. So this is who this person is. I need you to please listen. Whatever is distracting you, please leave that distraction and focus and let us hear from our seasoned um do I say marketing professional, CV
Uh,
writer? No, no,
just a
no,
professional is
no.
okay. Let me be humble. Let me be
So
humble.
listen to our darling professional Babatunde Alimi. Babatunde Alimi, over to you. Let's start with introduction, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's great to be here. I see the numbers, people are coming in gradually, and I think we, of course, will proceed without waiting for anyone. Yeah, but my name is Babatunde Alimi, as mentioned. I'm into digital marketing, right? A lot of business development is also what I do. And at the same time, I am a CV writer, but I actually started out as a CV writer. But to give you some context, right, to help you know how my journey has spanned across three different fields. I actually started out writing CVs, during my NYSC days, and it was something I was doing for friends, not for myself. People just really needed to write CVs. I I invested time, researching, writing, reading, knowledge, and with time, owning my craft since 2019, I was actually able to really understand how CVs are different in Nigeria from other countries, for example, how CVs for, you know, government appointments, as a civil servant were quite different from anyone in a, private. Now you're applying, say, to a private company that is not government owned, right? Your CV should be different, and that experience really put me in a place where I could actually get myself a role, right, in an international company, working here in Nigeria. And I've been doing that for quite some number of years. And it's in digital marketing, but at the same time, sales. And I've been opportuned to actually put myself to even learn more, right? Even in terms of CV writing. There are so many experts in outside HR, right, that actually know a lot about what it takes for you to get jobs. And they are not human resource managers, they are not human resource professionals, but their experience as people who have applied for different roles, right? Their experience as people who are investing their time to really pursue that role helps them to own their craft, to know and have their own identity, to be able to sell themselves, right, to any recruiter. But this is 2025. That was 2019. There are three things I think are key, at this age or in this age, right? And I would say that three things you really need to take, cognizance of. You need to actually position yourself. That's the very first thing. The very first thing is to position yourself for the opportunities that will come your way. And how do you position yourself? That brand and online presence would position you. So you might not be looking for that job, but that job comes to your doorstep, right? So you have to build an online presence. Aside building is something else you need to do. Try to grow your network. The people you know, if they are within the armpit of this, you are not going to learn beyond this. But when it expands, right, into a large crowd
Hmm.
of people, um, you would actually learn more beyond what you know. You are going to learn from the next person, consciously or unconsciously. You will even know how you learn, right? You will learn. I'm almost sounding like VDM, but you'll definitely learn because when you have more people in your space, and when I say your space, people you know, acquaintances you make, right? You're likely to learn more. You're likely to be more popular, more familiar, right, in this space. People will also know you. They'll know you for something, and then they'll reach out to you for something. So that's usually how it works. And I think the third thing I would say is that you should always invest time in optimizing and updating your own CV or for portfolio. Um, I've written CVs for so many people that I can't count. I think 300 is a very modest number, but I would say I've written CVs for CEOs of some organizations, people in mid-level management, people who are looking for employment. And one common thing I find with them is there's a certain laziness to want to edit your CV when you need to apply for one particular job. For example, Tammy mentioned earlier that I did a CV sometime back 2020 or something. And I did that CV with respect to one particular job. So if Tammy kept using that CV without updating it, making it relevant as she was growing over the years, definitely Tammy would not be where she is today, right? So you need to always optimize your CV for each role. What people think is when you have your CV in one PDF document, what you just have to do is when they ask for your CV, bam, you send, bam, you send. I think, not I think, I know actually that that's not the best practice in any, for anyone. The best thing to do is sit down, look at that role, What are they looking for? What do they need? Do you have skills that can help you succeed and even get the job, right? If you have those skills, then it's very simple. Apply for that role. Sometimes you need to tweak certain little things. Some require small details that you don't naturally will put on your CV. Put it in there, send to them. So you need to always optimize your CV. This is what I think would be key this 2025 for people looking for roles. Today, funny thing is today I actually got a DM on my LinkedIn. Someone, a recruiter reached out today, really asking that, hey, we're looking to actually add someone new on our team, right? They told me the role, they sent me their email that I should just really put my CV in there. Now I have a CV that can take care of this role already on ground. And why is that? Because the job already is something that I know I can actually do. It's a field that I'm used to, right? So I've crafted my CV to be on deck and ready for that kind of job. They reached out to me. I did not reach out to them. It's a different thing when you have a vacancy and you need to read everything they need and tweak.
mm,
But it's another thing when the person reaches out to you. So you want to get to the point where recruiters are the one reaching out to you, not that you applying for every vacancy you see out there. The secret to that is you are very likely to land the role when they reach out to you. And one of the things I can say is, aside these three major things I've said, one of the things I can say is this: there are three stages always, and the first stage is the most important one. For every process, before you apply for the job, you actually control a lot of things. There are so many things within your control. Of course, one of them is your CV, which we've just talked about. And I always advise, avoid giving cafeteria guys to write your CV. In fact, what they do is most times, well,
mm,
I'm sincerely saying this because most times people just believe, hey, if you go to that guy in his shop that does the photocopy, you can easily ask him to do something for you. What he's doing is lifting something somewhere and
mm,
drop shipping into your a document for you, just putting your name in there. The best thing is to look for a CV writer, resume writer. Let them write for you. Now you feel you're spending money, it's a waste of money. It's investment for yourself. It's not even for the resume writer. And this is
mm,
because a good resume writer will help you take out things that are irrelevant. There are certain keywords that you need to use with certain roles that you're applying for. There are certain numbers that you need to attach to your CV. And if you are not doing this, you are not going to look like someone that can achieve results to the recruiter. Recruiters are looking for people with achievements. They are not looking for people with responsibilities. You might think because you've not worked in a big corporation before, there are no achievements on your own. That's where you're actually wrong. My job as a civil writer most of the time is to always understand what role did you even take, at your work place or at your previous workplace? How long did you work there? Sometimes people will not even put dates and months and years, right? You need to put the month and year you started, month and year you even, finished, right? These are things you need to do. And if you don't do that, they won't even be able to gauge if you are someone that can work in a team for 1 year. Recruiters are also scared, they also want to employ someone that will be stable. So when you don't even put those figures there, it feels like they can't determine if you're someone that will be stable, calm enough to work with them. Because some of them have had bad experiences, with people. So basically, right, you need to take your time before applying for that job. Even before the job comes to you, you don't know the job that is on the way in March or
mm,
February or even this January. Prepare yourself. Get a resume writer. Let them write your CV for you. Let them draft it. Be sure that they are going to draft it to the roles that you want to apply for. You don't take your CV, right, and throw it out to every role.
mm,
Your CV is geared towards, say, customer service and admin assistant. But you're applying for that same CV, with that same CV rather, you're applying for a role, say, in marketing as a marketing manager, or you're applying for that role as a salesperson also. You're applying for that same role, as something not related to the role. You are definitely going to miss out, right? Because you are not tweaking particular things
absolutely.
to help your CV work. there's something also called um what's the name now? There's a software that recruiters use that helps them filter away CVs because some of them get thousands of CVs. So to manually open one after the other is stressful. So what do? They tell the software, remove words, remove CVs that don't have certain words like X, Y, Z, and they list maybe 5 words, right? So if you don't have those keywords in your CV, if you give Emeka to do it at his cafe, right? The likelihood that Emeka doesn't know those keywords are very high. So Emeka just lifted it. Maybe by luck they are there, right? At the end of the day, your CV will be filtered out. So you'll not even hear from the recruiter again. So you start wondering that you applied for the job, they didn't say anything, they didn't even get back to you. This is what recruiters do. So tip, optimize your CV, tweak it. That's the first tip I can give today. The second one I'm going to give is have a portfolio. Have a portfolio. A portfolio is not a CV. A portfolio is more like something for you that the recruiter can go and see what you have done with some form of pictorial evidence. It could be in pictures, it could be via a link to your social media, it could be via a link to your LinkedIn. Maybe you've done a couple of things in the past, put it in there. That portfolio, it could even be, it could even be it's just going to really personalize for you, right? To say this is who you are, a picture of you, a nice headshot, tell what you do, what you're interested in, what your goals are, and some links, right, for them to go and see what you've done. Maybe a link to a Google Drive, a Google Sheet, right? If you do this, the recruiter is seeing you as an organized person. The recruiter is seeing you as someone that is actually ready to not just take a job, because there's a difference between taking a job and actually, you know, when you take a job, it's a job, but when you actually take a role, right, you take ownership, you own it. So they want to see someone that will take the role, not take the job. They are two different things. So you want to be perceived as someone that will take the role. A very important thing to note, have a portfolio. There are so many tools to help you create a portfolio. Some of them are free. Some usually they are not usually free, but again, it's investment for yourself, not for anyone else, but for yourself. I think another tip I'll give is when you apply for jobs, do not do the dropship method. I've seen and I've also recruited for some organizations, right, where you ask people to send in their CV, follow the instructions clearly, and I don't know, people, it still happens in this age, even till today. People just take the CV, send it instantly to um, the recipient's email address. So when you send it there, bam, the person should just go and open the CV. If you are doing that, you are wrong, right? So to be right, take your time, have an existing template. It's always easy when you make some things available for you and you are not rushing to do this or do that when you see the role. Have an existing template for the roles you want to apply for, an existing template of the body of a letter. So you don't just throw your CV out there, right? Take some time, right? After this, maybe today, the weekend, it won't even take you a whole day. Spend a good amount of time to actually draft the body of an email. When you draft the body of this email, you will be able to just really edit and fine tune depending on the role you're applying for. So by doing this, you are setting yourself up, so at least get your CV to the recruiter as soon as you can, but you are not rushing to do it. So third tip, don't send your CV just like that. Don't drop ship. Ensure that you have the body of an email in that CV, and then you send it to the person. Be respectful, be kind, tell them you are available to always, I mean, you are available and you look forward to have a meeting to discuss how you are a good fit for their job, right? For the role, not the job, for the role. Now, it's important. Another tip I think it's important is when you don't get to hear from, recruiters, send a reminder to them. People feel like when you send a reminder, it looks like you are desperate. Oh no. When you send a reminder, you sound like a professional and you make sense. They will respond to you. If they won't be moving forward, definitely they'll They will let you know, right? But if you are going to apply for a role, you've applied, you don't get a feedback, feel free. If you are writing as a professional, again, you're also looking to see if you are looking to apply for this role, but you still don't know a lot. You can miss a bullet by having a good interview where you see yourself as someone that wants to learn about this company. So don't feel like the interview is somewhere where they want to test you. Nah, they want to learn you. They want to learn about you. They want to know you. They want to see if you're a good fit for them. You are also going there. I go into interviews with the mindset that I want to see if this company is a good fit for me. I want to see if this company is not a place where the culture is so bad that I will not be able to be myself as Babatunde Alimi. I want to see if it's not a toxic workplace, right? This is how I go into interviews. So I ask questions. In fact, most times recruiters are always wondering how you have that kind of confidence, but they see that you know what you are doing and you know what you want. They can't, pardon my language, they can't throw trash at you, really. So go into interviews with the mindset that you are there to interview them, not the other way around, even though it's the other way around technically. And I think you should also leverage on a lot of platforms. LinkedIn is one of them, right? LinkedIn, there's Glassdoor, there's so many. Even if you're looking for a remote job, there's remote.io. What you need to do is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very perfect tool for you to even build your online presence in such a way that you might not even be applying, right? But people will come to you. But aside that, you don't need to wait for that. You need to ensure that you set up alerts for yourself. So in the past, sometime around 2020, I personally used to set up alerts for all the jobs that there were. And I learned the hard way that because I was setting alerts for multiple jobs too much, a lot of messages were coming in, a lot of applications, I could not keep up. And I got bored at the time. So what did I do eventually? I decided to limit to just one role. Personally, right? That's what worked for me. So if you want to get jobs on LinkedIn, set job alerts on LinkedIn. Make yourself open to work. Um, ensure that you are also using your LinkedIn to go into spaces, communities. There are, I think they are called groups, right? Forums, right? Even on LinkedIn, where the industry you are interested in, if you're interested in advertising, if you're interested in content creation, if you're interested in manufacturing, if you're interested in designing, interested in architecture, whatever it is, there's a community on LinkedIn. Find them, join them. The likelihood that a the likelihood that an expert in that field is recruiting is very high, and is going to share on his post or timeline is very high. And the algorithm that even guides LinkedIn is very simple. If you connect to someone that is an expert or an enthusiast or a novice like yourself, right? The algorithm will keep leading you along the path of whatever that person does. So whatever that person does, you get to see. Maybe he liked a certain post. And LinkedIn is so nice that they even tell you, oh, this is a first connection. You are connected with this person.
Seriously.
This is a second or third connection. Like you can connect to this person. You can go into their profile, see what they do, see what they like, see the groups they belong to. Does it align with you? You are setting yourself up for the algorithm to bring things that are relevant to you. So if you want to get into that space, right, you actually need to make yourself available for that space to be open to you. So getting jobs, right? People say, oh, you have to know somebody that knows somebody. Most times, some people are familiar with your name. They've never seen you before, but they're just simply familiar with the fact that you comment on that space, in that field. You chip in one or two. You send, sometimes it's just sending them, oh, happy birthday message because you are connected. Simple little things, right? And I think most candidates also, right, in terms of experience, I've heard people mention that should they talk about their experience if it's not up to 3 or 6 months, right? And they're at the interview stage. The question I'm asked is, Is it on your CV? Did you submit it on your CV to them? If you definitely submit it on your CV to people, right, or to the organization, and you're at the interview stage, then you cannot ignore it. So the best thing to do is to speak to that role. Sometimes people think because they've not spent a year in a role, or 6 months, or even up to 3 months, they feel like it's a bad thing. The thing is, you are the one that took that role. You speak to what you did in that role. You need to speak to the circumstances that required you to leave. So I think most times people want to just feel like, oh, it's a bad thing. I'm not going to talk about it. No, talk about it. So the secret is, if you talk about it and you can recognize that you as a person, right? If you talk about it and you can recognize that you as a person cannot be held back by anything, you proceed to talk about that role. Why do I say this? When you have a role of 3 6 months and you didn't spend so much time there, maybe you left because the job wasn't what you wanted anymore. Perhaps it's because the business folded up, or say it was a one-man business and salary could not be sustained and you had to leave. These are good reasons to give. I will always encourage that whatever reason you are giving, just make sure that it's positive news to whoever you are speaking with as a recruiter. Recruiters in Nigeria, they always again wonder, when you are not spending 3 or 6 months in a place, are you unstable? You need to
Mm.
clarify that fear by signaling that, well, I had to leave this company because I eventually found out that the company is actually not in a place where they can afford to pay for my remuneration or the wages we agreed at the beginning of the contract. So I had to really leave the company in order to apply for a new role. Sometimes I'm not teaching you to lie, please. I'm just telling you circumstances that surround, some of the things that might want people to not spend up to 3 6 months. So you just have to be honest, but the way you are going to communicate it has to come from a perspective of you had no choice than to leave. It's better than we. You had no choice than to leave. Um, I don't know how much minutes I've spent, but again,
About
CV
about
writing.
20 minutes.
Okay, CV writing, creating your portfolio, getting prepped for interview sessions, likely questions to answer. I mean, everyone should be able to answer. Tell us about yourself, right? There's always a formula for that. Start from your past to your present and where you're going in the future. It's a very simple formula. You don't have to think too much around it. But again, if people are looking to, if anyone is looking to, contact me to speak with me directly about, you know, application of some of the things I've said, or to learn more, yeah, you can contact me. I would have loved Tammy to drop my email address for a start. I'm worried about sharing my contact number before I get overwhelmed. But my email address is a very good way to reach me. I'm
So
responsive
you
in
can
email.
you can go ahead to mention your email. Then
Yeah.
also
So
my I'll also drop it on our various channels where we are all connected so
awesome,
that they can contact you.
awesome. So you can reach me, Alimi Babatunde 95 at gmail.com. Right. You can write me an email. Please just make your email. I'll advise you go straight to the point. What you really want to achieve. What exactly you want. If you want to even book a call with me, it's very possible. I can share you. I'm also a mentor on some places where I can share you links. You can reach out to me there, and we'll have a call. Um, I think we also discussed something about incentives for people who join the call, right? So I think one of the things I'm willing to also do is to give straight out a 50% discount on whatever service you want to offer, go for with InkDesk. Maybe you are writing your CV, you're trying to draft a cover letter, you're trying to get prepped for interviews, and you not just really need some level of training. I'm going to give a 50% discount flat, right? I'm happy to really speak with anyone that really needs it. So Um, Thank you for having me. I don't even have any questions for me. I know there's a ton of questions. It's a weekday. We could have done this, say, for much more longer if it was during the day in the afternoon. But again, thank you very much. Any questions? I'm happy to take.
Before we take questions, I can't believe you're giving 50% discount. What? What? Thank you very much, guys. it- I was even suggesting 20 to him, oh, that please, oh, just do 20 for us. So I didn't even know you had your surprise for us. Thank you very much, Babatunde.
No
Please,
problem.
when I thought of bringing Babatunde in here, Babatunde, did you pay me for this? Did I pay you to come to speak?
Yeah, you need to pay me. You're quite right.
I didn't pay him. So
I'm
you guys need to know
reconsidering my
that.
position at the moment, so payment is welcome.
Like, look at what you've given us for free, for free. And not just that, you're giving us 50% discount. Hey, it's
I'm
like
too
me that would do that
nice.
50.
I think I'm
Wait,
too nice.
am I part of the 50% discount?
I
Eh,
would like
uh,
not to see you in my DM,
Am I?
please.
I will be in your DM, please. So,
I would
guys,
like not to see you in my DM.
can we have our question? So I noted three, and thankfully you were able to answer all three of them. Do we have anyone? I want us to go to bed as soon as possible. Okay, please email address again. Please call the email address again. Alimi Babatunde, yeah,
Yeah, Babatunde95 at gmail.com.
95 at gmail dot
Dot
com. So
com.
guys, I'm using my backup account to do this right here. So yeah, I just sent it. I should be able to pin this. Oh no, I won't be able to pin it. Oh yeah, so that is it. So do let me know if you have questions. If you don't have any right now, feel free to drop some in the comment section. I'm sorry, in the channel, whether you're on Telegram, whether you are on LinkedIn, whether you're on Instagram, wherever you are, just come to my DM. Please don't ask me unnecessary questions. I have tons of DMs I refuse to answer to because some of your questions have already been answered, and you guys are still coming to ask me the same thing. I'm sorry, time is very expensive. So if I didn't reply your DM, just know that whatever you ask doesn't make sense. Okay, can please someone share his email address? Yes, his email address is alimi babatunde95 at gmail.com. Okay, somebody just asked a question, Abdurrahman Aisha. She said, what about us starting newly to some careers with no experience? What do we do to our CV? Now, that question is very good. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, great. All right, great. So when people say they are starting newly to some careers, I say to them, where, where do you think everything in the world started from? From basically nothing. So it's not impossible to grow in whatever career. What I think you should do is this: if you've not had any work experience, right, and you know where you want to go to, so identity is very important. Know yourself, know the roles you want to apply for. See, if you're looking for a role that is anywhere belle face, you will get anywhere belle face roles. That's just the truth. Meaning someone can come to you, come and earn 50,000 naira in this economy, oh, because you are looking for anywhere belle face. But if you know you're looking for a role that you already have a definite idea of what is done there, I will tell you a couple of things here. First, follow the people that are already in that space. Look for them on LinkedIn. If you don't know them personally, know their name. When you know their name, follow them on LinkedIn, right? You will see things that would signal to you that you should do X, Y, Z. For example, you follow me on, say, you follow me on LinkedIn, for example, and you see that I posted I was at an event, say Martech event. It's marketing tech event, right? It's happening in February, for example. You see me there. You also keep in mind that this event happened. You will notice. By
Mm,
default, you will meet some people over time that would be at another event. Maybe they are connected through me or through other people. And then you will be able to also follow them, right? Because you see that there are events upcoming. In fact, You will be able to see some forums where they will say, oh, this event is happening XYZ at certain time. You are putting yourself within that industry. You don't have an experience yet, too, but you are even seeing the industry to an extent from a bird's eye, not a bird's eye view, but from afar. You are getting closer little by little. That's the first thing. Make sure that you are following people that are in that field or industry you are aspiring for. The second,
mm,
you need to get yourself certified. Certifications are always sending signals to people that you are willing to learn. That even though you don't have the work experience to back it up, you are teachable. Because people don't want to employ people that are not teachable. That's the truth. People that you employ and they don't know it yet, but they will let you know that they know it, even though they don't know it yet. Or you teach them something small, they feel they've known everything. Be teachable. When you are teachable, eh, you will prove it with your certification, at least on paper. Let's just put it that way. So you need to get those certifications. I would also encourage that you volunteer for things.
absolutely.
Volunteering would open doors that you won't even see coming. And here is why. If you volunteer for something you've never done before, you will learn on that job. Someone will see that you learned something you've never done before. You handled something in a way you've never done before. Even though you don't do it well, but because you have a good attitude as a person, that's if you have the likelihood that that job will come to you, or the person will even recommend you, or the person will even want to suggest or guide you into the career path you want to head to. They are very high. By default, you have someone in your corner, like a mentor, into that career. They may know someone, they may suggest things to you. In fact, subtle things that you may not expect. This is how it
Mm,
works. So you volunteer also. Number four,
mm,
I would also recommend that you use social media for yourself, not to be what's the word? Not to be blasting people online, the blessing CEOs and the likes, right? And to just be commenting on the comment section. Don't use it for that. If you are seriously in need to enter that career, you are going to
mm,
go online on social media. All those companies that already offer the services, that or the sell the product or whatever that is related to that career, follow them, please. Follow them. Twitter is your friend. Are they fair? There are so many other people that post job updates there. Sometimes they'll post about skills acquisition, career trainings, job fairs. Go there. You see, you don't have to expect success at the first try. If you are not ready to
mm.
fail, you will not be ready to succeed. So you have to be ready to fail at certain things you've never done before. Because even the devices we are using to speak now, they tried it some years ago and it was a failure until it
Oh,
became a
yeah.
success. So someone perfected it, right? So you need to see that it's a stage for you. Of course, don't relax, but be ready to grow. Put yourself out there, invest in yourself. And there are a lot of courses you can take. There are trainings you can take. In fact, some professionals, like I said, that are not even human resource managers. They will post events that they are going to do. You pay some money, they will train you. They will tell you about tools that you need. I mean, as I am, I still take mentorship from people at certain tops, right? Because I want to get there too. So if I'm doing that, I believe anybody can do it. In fact, the people I'm going to even take mentorship for, they pay for certain things too. So there's a hierarchy that exists in careers that whether you like it or not, you just really need to tap into. So start from the bottom if you are at the bottom. If you are the middle, look for the people higher than you. That's what will help you. So this is
Mm,
my advice. No experience does not mean you can't do it. Though. Somebody will find you, or you will find somebody. It will come either way. But you need to meet at a junction where you are ready for the role.
thank you very much, Babatunde. This is very, very insightful. Very, very absolute. I remember somebody asked me the same question 2 weeks ago, and I gave them just almost this exact thing. Yeah. Somebody asked, how do you get clients on LinkedIn? I don't know. Maybe I should just briefly answer that before you do. Or
Okay.
would you want to? Okay. Yes.
No, go
So,
on.
one of the things that helped me is that it works almost the same way as getting jobs. So whether you're a freelancer or you want to do a full-time job, it works the same way. Just the same thing I shared with you is what you need to do. Nothing special. I know that I think sometime last year I was very super active on LinkedIn and I had job opportunities come to me. But today mentioned Adefe, for instance, that lady, I am not a fan because she talks too much. But guess what? That lady shares a lot of tips that are useful. And she said that at one point she stopped taking jobs because they were sending jobs to her back to back on LinkedIn. What did she do? She didn't just open an account. She got verified. She got certification, and then she was sharing tips. Okay, so this is what I do. It works the same way. The way it works on Twitter, it works the same on Instagram and LinkedIn. There's a client who came to me 2 weeks ago that they wanted me to take a job, but the offer was too low. I said, okay, don't worry. I have a community of people who is willing to take that job. Just the day before yesterday, somebody took the job and they came to tell me that they got the job. How did this person reach out to me? They reached out to me because I shared tips around the problem they are having. I gave them solution before even knowing them. So you must offer solution. Don't just tell me I'm a graphic designer and there is not one design that you've ever done on your page. I'm sorry, you're not a graphic designer. So this is how it works. You must just give us, there are so many problems in the world. I don't want you to come and tell me theoretically that you can solve that problem. No, I want to see the practical thing you've solved before. So yeah, that's how you can get clients, whether on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. Back to you, Babatunde.
Yeah, yeah, fair point. You can't, again, that's why I said portfolios will be very relevant. You can go into in an interview, you can lie on your CV, but when you don't have a portfolio to, support what you're saying,
Hmm.
everything is just talk at the end of the day. So yeah, you need to back what you're saying with concrete proof or evidence.
Evidence. Yeah.
I think I see a question here about opening multiple LinkedIn accounts. I would advise not to do that. This it's not it's not Instagram, right? LinkedIn is very
You're going
strict in
to
the
wear
way.
yourself out. You wear
And funny
yourself
thing
out.
about LinkedIn, if you create one LinkedIn account, it's connected to one Gmail, right? So if you now want to create another Gmail account for another LinkedIn, it will backfire, honestly.
They will detect.
Even on LinkedIn now, you need to verify now, and you will need your NIN and stuff. If you've used the NIN for one account, how would you be able to say it's for another account, right? So stick with, if you have multiple career paths, one has to be more prominent. One has to be more prominent. For example, right now I'm in advertising, digital advertising, marketing. But it's prominent for me as digital marketing, right? However, there's a secondary career, which is sales, right? That I do. And to be very honest, I'm not in any way creating multiple accounts. But the truth is, I my task, let me put it that way, my task, my roles kind of like allow me to merge both of them together and take them all along together. So if there's a way you can bridge them, bridge them. But if they are not bridgeable, one will definitely be prominent, right? One will be prominent. There's no way two of them will be prominent. So you have to definitely have your niche. Everybody has a niche, right? So own that your niche. Stick with one, right? The way my marketing and sales is connected is very unique that it is possible for them to be connected. So
Absolutely.
this is what I think. Don't try and create two LinkedIn accounts. LinkedIn would likely block you in due course.
Okay, thank you. So, sorry, we may not be able to take more questions. I have one here. Is there specific format for resume to apply for internal? Now, please consult with Babatunde. I'm sorry, we'll not be able to take that. How can I verify on LinkedIn? Uh,
You go to LinkedIn actually and click
just
on
go
your
to
profile.
LinkedIn.
You'll
Just click
find
on
it
your
there.
profile. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and they ask you for your ID. It has to be perhaps international passport, driver's license, or
Hmm.
any government approved ID card. Once you're done, I think you even get verified immediately, or maybe like a few hours or so. Yeah, it's very, very easy. So,
Yeah.
guys, I have to call this a night because tomorrow is another work day and it's a whole lot for us. I don't know how to thank you, Baba, today. I really do appreciate this. In fact, the
You can
50%
thank me with
discount is a
money.
whole lot. So you guys, please go and meet Baba today, oh, please, because me I don't have money to give him. Anyways, I promise you, I am going to maybe from time to time talk about some of the things we talked here. And yeah, ask me questions, but I cannot answer them. I throw them out at Babatunde, he answers them, I give it back to you, and that will be all. Um, do have a nice night, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much. Feel free to reach me via email. Have a wonderful day.
Alimi
And
Babatunde
if you don't
Nigeria
hear
at
from me,
gmail.com.
reach out to Timmy. She'll be able to help you get to me. I wish you the best of the night and have a wonderful week ahead.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye.